All right, guys. So now that it's kind of settled in, it's settled down. Yeah, Nick Saban's officially retired. Right, every single source outlet imaginable. Matter of fact, I was just on Bama Inside with Kyle Henderson and with Coach Sean, Coach Schmook. We're just on there for a little while, and we kind of talked about it. By the way, make sure to go subscribe to that channel. Shout out to the coaches. Shout out to Coach Ty Hayes from Around the Table Sports. I'm pretty sure that we're gonna have a complete roundtable and that we're gonna talk about it, or at least when he's on his show, we'll probably kind of get things set up and we'll talk about it. So shout out to Ty Hayes. Shout out to Brensky. Shout out to the Sharpshooters podcast. I know they'll definitely talk about it, being the Bama fan. So, it's shocking. Like I said before, I'll kind of say the same thing. Say some of the things I said on the Bama Insider. It's shocking that it had to happen this early, right? I thought that like at least a few years, maybe 2 or 3 years. And that's when Nick Saban would retire. I just didn't think he was going to go out with a loss to Michigan, especially in a game where we had an opportunity to win. I'm not saying that we should have won that game. I'm not saying that we should have dominated or we should have won the game by 3 scores. But we had a phenomenal opportunity to put that game away. And it wasn't Michigan's best game. I understand that. But we had an opportunity to put the game away, and we failed. We made so many uncharacteristic mistakes in that game that I just didn't feel like that was it. Because let's be honest here. We were a few plays here and there from winning that game and potentially winning another national title. And man, that would have been the ultimate send-off if you're Nick Saban. Ended it off with a national title. That would have been the ultimate send-off. And if he would have retired with a national title and that's 7 national championships for Alabama, I'm not gonna lie to you, I wouldn't be that surprised. I wouldn't even. I would of course be emotional. I'd be more emotional than I would be right now. But man, you got to look back, and you got to look at the 6 national championships, the 10 national championship appearances, the 10 national championship appearances that he's been here at the University of Alabama. Or I think no, the 9 national championship appearances that he was at the University of Alabama. Pretty much, with the exception of 2 years, he's been to every CFP. The dude has just been exceptional. The dude has simply just been amazing, incredible as a head football coach. And I can't believe that he's gone. I seriously just can't believe that man is gone. I know that for some reason, there's a bunch of Alabama fans that are literally going up to Nick Saban's statue and they're putting like Debbie cakes, they're putting like roses, like they're acting like the dude just died. Like Nick Saban is still alive, y'all. Like he's still in Tuscaloosa. Right, he's still going to be involved in the program. Like, even though he's retired, he's still going to be involved in the program, right? He's going to be involved in college football somehow, some way. But that's just how, like, Nick Saban is literally treated as a god in Tuscaloosa. He is treated in the god in the state of Alabama in the college football realm. And there's going to be a lot of fans that's going to celebrate. There's going to be a lot of fans that's going to be sad, and mostly Bama fans. Everybody else is going to be like, wow, like kind of like me. They're shocked. But they're probably going to be like, oh, well, it's a new turn in the leaf of Alabama. Like, Nick Saban has literally held a grip around college football's throat for 17 years. For 17 years. And we're talking about at the University of Alabama. We didn't even talk about what he did at Toledo or kind of, Michigan State was okay at Michigan State. But LSU, like how LSU's program, how it is now, he turned that program around. He made LSU a powerhouse. Got them a national championship. Got them a couple. I think a New Year's Six bowl. I think he actually got them a Sugar Bowl win, but he got them a New Year's Six bowl win. Got them to I think 3 New Year's Six bowl game appearances, a national title. Got the recruiting trail back and pretty much wrapped the gate around the state of Louisiana. Got top tier NFL talent. Les Miles' national championship. Do not get this twisted. Les Miles' national championship in 2007 were with Nick Saban's players that he recruited with his staff. Of course, didn't work out with the Miami Dolphins, but he came back to the University of Alabama and formed the greatest dynasty in the history of college football sports. And yes, I am not counting Princeton, when Princeton only played like 4 or 5 schools. This is the greatest dynasty in the history of college football. It's one of the greatest dynasties in the history of sports. What Nick Saban has been able to do from a financial standpoint, as far as literally getting this state a crap ton of money by himself, and especially the city of Tuscaloosa. It's what he's been able to do at college football from both a financial standpoint and just from of course, what he's been able to do on the field. It's historical. It's historical. It's something that's going to be, we're going to look back on 20, 30 years from now. It's something that when I get old and I get to that age, I'm going to talk about with hopefully my grandkids or with my peers. It's amazing, man, when you kind of look back at it. The dude is one of the greatest coaches of all time. He is the greatest college football coach of all time and one of the greatest head football coaches of all time. And it's just, you look back at it, you let everything kind of simmer down. You really have to appreciate what the man has done, because no other coach in the history of college football is ever going to replicate this. Maybe Kirby Smart. Kirby Smart's maybe the only coach that can do it. But again, in 17 years, scratch that, in 20 plus years to get 7 national titles, we'll see what Kirby Smart can do, man. But like I said, with the age of NIL, with the age of the transfer portal, players see things so differently now that it's hard to keep the players that you even recruited on your roster, recruited to be on your roster. You got to battle. There's so many things that these coaches have to battle now. It's ridiculous. And I just can't see in this era 7 national championships in 20 years, in a span of 20 years plus. I just can't see it. But we'll see what happens, guys. We will definitely see what happens. It was an amazing journey, Coach Nick Saban. I appreciate you, man. And like I said, whatever you do in life, man, we all know you're going to succeed in. And Miss Terry, big part of the program as well. I know she's still going to be involved with the University of Alabama. I know both of them are. And yeah, like I said, guys, I'm looking forward towards the future. Right, I'm looking at head coaching candidates, whether if it's a Lane Kiffin, Dan Lanning, maybe a Kalen DeBoer, maybe a Jesse Minter, maybe a Sherrod Moore, maybe a Jeff Fish. Whoever our head coach is, we'll see what happens. But I am excited for the next chapter. I think the expectations for Alabama, at least personally for me, I think has to go down. I don't know if I can just expect. I know fans are still going to be expecting a national championship or playoff appearance or bust. I think the expectation has to go down just a little bit. But it is going to be chaos for the next 2 or 3. It's going to be chaos, man, going into spring ball. It is going to be complete chaos, and we'll see what happens, man. But yeah, we knew that this was coming. 72 years or 73 years of age. We knew that this was coming sooner or later. So anyway, guys, Gen Sports, Roll Tide forever, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.